welcome to another episode of the United Fan Zone. Me, Greg, as per usual, and then we've got Casey Gale on tonight. How you doing, Casey?
Honestly, pissed, but happy to be here. I love talking about our beautiful club. I love talking to you and all the other Reds. It brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah,
it's become really therapy.
I'm kind of pissed too. I thought I've played better, but again, we can't finish. But we'll get into that. My kind of where I wanted to start off tonight at the show is for me, Garnacho. Something wrong. You know, he's younger. No, he's experienced. Well, it's not an experience so much. He's done had over 100 caps. Something's wrong. Something's like can't figure it out. The greed is back. Yeah, something's wrong. What's your point of view on that? What do you see?
I see. Well, I coach a lot of American footballers out here in California, Los Angeles, and you can be a kid who's more talented than everybody in your age group, and then you'll get accelerated and get put up with the bigger kids, but then you miss these training little techniques and tools to become part of your program. And I feel like he needs to get back down to the bare minimum. I think he's missing out on some training. I think the fact that he's already considered someone that's a starter for us might have been kind of, how can I say, slow down his development in a way. He goes from United to national team back to United. Same thing happened to Rashford.
It did. Yeah.
You go from the United to national team, and you don't get these training tools that should be part of your process. And I feel like he's heading to be another Rashford in a way. And I hate to make that a negative thing, but look at Rashford. Rashford went from starting as a teenager, then he became someone we depended on. Then coaches were playing him hurt. Then he would go to the national team. He never got time to rest and develop. Like you said, I think Garnacho needs a break. I think he needs a real break.
Yeah, for a kid his age to have over 100 caps for Manchester United already, I think is a little bit too much. You know, everyone's saying, oh, he's a generational talent. But even generational talent isn't always enough. And I'm not saying he doesn't have hard work in him. He also needs a coach to develop him too.
Yeah.
I don't see how, like, you know, with the last 2.5 years of Erik Ten Hag clearly hasn't developed him in the last 2.5 years. Sorry, he just hasn't. You know, I think his greed is creeping back in there. I know he's always been that kind of, you know, I want to be Ronaldo. Like, you can see it in how he like keeps his body and his physique, and how much he trains. I see a lot of videos of how he trains. He's always staying late, just like Ronaldo, because that's his idol. But Ronaldo, the difference between the two is Ronaldo wasn't necessarily thrust in the team like this. You know, there was a lot of times where they would keep him on the bench, and he also had a lot of older players around him that would guide him and how to be a better player. Whereas at Man United right now, I don't see that. You know what I mean? And one of the great things that I saw this weekend, I know it looked like a berating, and it was a berating.
It was.
But Casemiro chewed his ass out because he was so sloppy in the play, and Casemiro had to run back, make a foul. And I like to see that, because I hope Garnacho doesn't take that in the wrong way also. I hope they had a discussion after the game and was like, hey, look, I ain't berating you because of I'm doing this, and this, like, to progress you. And that's the only player that I see on the field. Because at the end of the day, that's not necessarily Casemiro's job. That's Bruno's job. Bruno's job.
Those type of guys.
Yeah. It's Bruno's job on the field, but behind the scenes, that's where Casemiro should be doing it. And other players should be doing that and helping him. But we don't have any of that in our team. We don't have a Roy Keane. We don't have a Giggs, or any, all the other, Rio Ferdinand, all to help established good players to help these young players. And that's where I think that on top of being burnt out, I think he doesn't have the right people around him to make him step up to the next level. And that's where I think Amorim will come in and help him, because I see a lot of man management in Amorim, and a lot of the players that have come out and said what he'll do is he'll set up a training program individually for the players. And I'm really excited to see where Amorim's going to take Garnacho to the next level. But in between now, he needs a break.
I couldn't agree with you more than what you said. It's obvious we don't have the strongest locker room. It's obvious that we don't have the strongest veteran leadership, because a lot of these guys have been in situations where, let's say, our management above them has not been the strongest. So they've been in situations where it seems like they've been fighting for their own necks. I don't think we have the most unified locker room. I'm just going to go ahead and say that, because I think a lot of guys have been under a lot of pressure personally, a lot of scrutiny personally, the media, from supporters. And that can cause division in some ways when you're always seeing your name being blamed for this and that, or some other guy gets to play more time, but what may it be. So now our younger guys are coming in, and then they're getting thrust in the limelight, getting thrust into positions where they have responsibility. So in some ways, it's hard for our veterans to be like, let me scold this guy, let me show this guy the way, when they're like, they might in some ways have some type of animosity. Like, I don't understand why this guy's playing in front of me. So there's a lot of personal battles going on. And then they might be like, well, why should I care about this dude? I'm not even getting my own time. I'm not, this team is shit right now. And I'm working hard, and they're playing this guy. And, so we have all that going on. Marcus Rashford, let me use his name, for example. Marcus Rashford, I think he's what I'm worried Garnacho could be. A guy who was in his mid-20s, late 20s, and did not learn the right tools, training methods to be a leader. No, to be a better finisher, for one, and to be a leader. So I don't know if Marcus Rashford can be a leader to Garnacho when he should be. Garnacho should be looking at Rashford and saying, I want to train like him. I want to do it like them. But Marcus Rashford is off doing his own individual thing with his own brand, his own people. And that's where it's hurting our young guys. You just said something beautiful. Ronaldo, when he came in the Manchester United team, he had guys like, listen, if you want to be great, you need to be out here doing this. And they were teaching him the game. I don't think guys in our locker room are teaching guys the game. Now, we saw Casemiro berate Garnacho. That's probably something he would never done under Ten Hag. Because maybe Ten Hag didn't have that atmosphere where the veterans, and I'm not taking this against Ten Hag, we don't know, but that's the first time we've seen that in all this time. So and it might be in a situation where the atmosphere or the climate of the locker room, Ten Hag didn't want that. He didn't want his veterans doing that. So he was probably coddling guys too much, like, come over here, you're doing good. Because you know how many times we've watched a press conference and Eric Ten Hag says, I think our guys played wonderful. That's how I want to see them playing. We're like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking
about. So Van Nistelrooy being there might be when we have guys say, Van Nistelrooy telling them, listen, be yourself, be free, play hard, enjoy yourselves. And it might have released guys to make out their personalities more. And I thought when Casemiro did that to Garnacho, our whole pub went like, oh shit, we want more of that. That's what we need to see.
Yeah.
Teaching accountability. I feel like a lot of our young players are coming in, are not being taught accountability. You got guys like Ahmad. I'm not saying he's not accountable, but he wasn't even getting opportunities. So it's hard for a guy from Ahmad to be accountable or teach or lead or learn to lead when you're not even getting opportunities. We've just been a mess from top to bottom, and this is the residue of all this. When you don't have good leadership, what we do now. The Ineos project has just now started, so we'll see. But you're right, Garnacho. I don't want him, and I feel like I'm being negative towards Rashford, but I feel like it's hard to reach Rashford and bring him back.
Yeah. I think he's.
I'm sorry, I didn't want to make this a Rashford moment.
No, it's not. No, it's a Man United show. It's a Man United player. Yeah. I just want to touch on another thing that I kind of thinking about while you were saying that Kobbie Mainoo. Have we seen a progression of Kobbie Mainoo this year?
No.
We haven't seen progression. Garnacho. Harry Amass wasn't allowed to play. What was the training? Like we keep hearing, they were fantastic in the training, but was there ability to take those younger players aside for a second and go, hey, I'll put you over here. We're gonna learn this, and it doesn't. They weren't progressed. Like I think Garnacho is getting by on talent. I think Mainoo is getting by on talent.
Yeah.
But I hope, and I really hope when Amarin comes in that those are some of the first things that he does is bring in man management, not as a team management, but the man management and able to progress these players, because right now, they're our future. They're everything. Like from what I'm hearing, the 3 players that are off limits for Man United is Garnacho, Mainoo, and Rasmus Højlund. Like
that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine if you're going to progress them, if you're going to make them better players, and they're young enough. We see the wonderful pictures of them sitting, with their arms around each other. Like we know that that's what it is, but we need to start seeing progression within these players. Right now, we just ain't seeing it.
I remember when Kobbie was pushed into the first team as a regular. My biggest concern, I was saying, I hope our management, Ineos, learns to nurture him, bring him along, teach him how to be a professional. Don't throw him out to the wolves. Teach him to be a professional. Allow him to develop naturally as a young man, as a footballer. And what we saw under Erik ten Hag, you didn't see him. He didn't have time to because he was so dependent on it.
Yeah. That's literally what I was going to say.
And that's not natural. That's not natural to have a teenager dependent on in the midfield of all things.
And not just that, it's not just like it's not natural for Garnacho and for Mainoo to come in, and Rasmus Højlund too. Let's not forget he's still 21, and he just came into the league and was thrust in like he was going to be this top star talent. Yeah, he got 16 goals last year, but not mainly in the Premier League. Most of those were in Europe, and then he went on a run, and then he got injured. But the 3 of those players, let's remember that this is Manchester United. They shouldn't be playing every game for Man United right now. Like I admit we're not Man United of old, but we're still Manchester United. And to have these players be thrust into the limelight and play over 100 games for Manchester United. Kobbie Mainoo has now been injured twice because he's been playing too much. Garnacho is worn out because he's been playing too much. The difference with Rasmus Højlund is he was out for most of the season already. So, of course, that he's... and I'm kind of glad, honestly, because there's another guy sitting on the... that's coming back soon, who's back in training, who was also thrust into Manchester United too quickly and ended up with a broken foot.
Yeah.
From what I hear, that they knew he had an injured foot, and they continued to play him through. Yeah, I've heard that they knew he had an injured foot, but they wanted him so badly that they were willing to take him. And then you play him all preseason, and he gets injured, he breaks his foot. So you got those 4 players who are generational talent from what we know and what we see and what we hear, especially with Lenioro. You can't force these players to, especially for Manchester United or a Big Six club. Klopp doesn't do this. Pep doesn't do this. No one does this with these young talents. Like you have a core team, and this is one thing that I'll always say. I know I've said in the past that Gary Neville and everyone shut up. This is one thing I do agree with them. You can't do this to these players. They will get burnt out, and we won't get and if they want to leave, that end up leaving because they're like, screw this, I'm being burnt out at Man United, I'm not progressing, I want to go somewhere else. And that's my fib. And I hope Amorim coming in is going to change, because he has, the first time I'm hearing coming in, he has full control.
Yeah, I mean, our players are not getting taught good habits, and it doesn't. In some ways, I wish we would bring back a Danny Welbeck for like a year, just to have a veteran striker in there. Be like, what are you guys working on? No. Let me show you guys how to do it. I'm not saying.
Did you hear about that?
What?
Ten Hag wanted him bring it back for Danny Welbeck. He wanted to bring him back in the summer. Man United said no.
Well, I know Man United has this. I don't know.
Yeah. So like, yeah, from what I hear is Danny Welbeck, Ten Hag wanted to bring Danny Welbeck in the summer, and Man United were like, no, we want to focus on the younger players.
Yeah, I know we have this profile player, but you can't. It's irresponsible to say I'm okay with a 19-year-old starting and leading your team.
Yeah.
Their bodies are not physically trained to handle the grind. You need some 20-year-olds. You need a 29-year-old. You might need a 30-year-old around the team to show these kids how to be true professionals. I'm not saying sign the 3-year contract. It could be a bunch of 1-year contracts. And to refuse that type, I get it, but what Ineos is trying to do, what you're going to do is end up burning these kids out like we're looking at now. Kobe's been injured twice. Garnacho is playing so terrible right now that he's not learning how to read the game. He's not learning how to appreciate other players' game. He's only focused on banging the goals in because he's probably been told, man, you're doing all right. You're doing all right. But that's probably from someone who's not a player. You might, when Casemiro scalded him, it might have been the first time that happened to him as a Manchester United player.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it was.
I mean, it truly might have been the first time, because who else would have done it? Rashford?
No.
Rasmus?
But we got a lot of young, great talent, but we just don't have, that. But and now we see it. Now Casemiro felt like he had the freedom to do it. But again, it's not necessarily on Garnacho, on Casemiro. Yes, this guy's won 5 Champions Leagues, but is it on him? He's not the team captain. So we're talking about Garnacho needing a break, Mikey. This is what we're talking about. The guy's burnt out.
Let me ask you this, though. I know you're saying Bruno. Who else is there?
That's my problem. Well, what we got? Johnny Evans. But if we're talking about established players who have been around for a while that have won titles, we got Casemiro, Johnny Evans, Nana.
Nana.
Did he win the title with Inter?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, they won. He won the Italian league. League One. But the point is, I'm trying to lead to is, you kind of want a leader in each position.
Yeah.
So we got Rashford, Ahmad, Rasmus, Anthony. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We lack leaderships at so many positions where, I mean, like our midfield stacked with leaders. You got Eriksen, Casemiro, Bruno. But you need someone who's in that training circle.
Yeah.
Talking to them all the time.
Yeah, no, I agree.
If you look at our strikers, they're not clinical.
They're not.
There's no maturity.
I'm not gonna say Højlund isn't clinical, but he just doesn't get the ball. Rajat's saying a good thing here. Rajat says, who would you play on the left? Garnacho's. Would you play Ahmed on the right and then Rashford on the left, just to give him a break? But then Rajat's saying also you could try Højlund on the left wing. But then who'd you put up front? Because ZIRKZEE isn't going to score us any goals right now.
Oh God, ZIRKZEE.
Yeah.
Well, it's like this. This is how it is.
Yeah.
Rashford is not overwhelmingly brilliant at any side. So it's like,
Yeah.
if it needs to play Ahmad in his best position, I'll throw Rashford on the left. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Rashford, I hear people say he doesn't like to play striker. He doesn't like to play up front. He doesn't like to play here. He doesn't like, okay, he has one goal all year. So if he doesn't score there, he don't score there. It's all good. It's all the same. So it's not like a situation you can be like, well, he's got 15 goals on the right. You know what I'm saying? There's no win or loss. If it means to get Ahmad going, put him on the left. It's when you look at our team like that now, boy, it kind of makes sense where we're at.
It does.
Then it's like, I hate to say it, it's our new coach, Amarin, has a tough job ahead of him. But like you said, I love that he's a guy that's going to approach every individual, be like, I need you to work on this savviness. I need you to work on this. And that's what's going to save him. It's not going to be Ineos. It's not going to be a midfielder. It's going to be our coach to be actually teach these players. And I think we've lost that through the years because Jose Mourinho wasn't big on that.
It was more defensive.
Yeah, Ollie wasn't big on that. Ollie was just more like Van Nistelrooy in a way. Just play for the team, express yourself. What does that mean?
Yeah.
Ralph, and then our guy, Erik ten Hag, was so...
You didn't know what he was.
So many injury issues. I don't think he even had time to coach guys up. He was just trying to get guys healthy and to play.
Yeah.
And then this year, I felt like he was a shell. I felt like the job burned him out. Just felt like he was overwhelmed. But anyway, it's not about that. It's about the future. I'm glad that we're bringing in a coach.
Yeah.
Not a manager.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
No, it does.
I'm glad that we're bringing in a guy who enjoys coaching the individual. And I think I used to tell people, Erik ten Hag doesn't coach. Erik ten Hag coaches a position, not a player. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad that this is the type of guy we're bringing in. My enthusiasm is still tempered a little bit because you and I, Mikey, Jeremy, we all realize what mammoth job is ahead of this guy.
Yeah.
It's a gargantuan job. And I love that he wants it. He's up for it. So
yeah, that's the thing. I watched his interview yesterday and he was saying, like, I wanted this job. But at the end of the day, that's also his job to say that. Jat saying he is not he's talking about Ruben here. He is not going to fix everything at once. I hate to sound like Ten Hag, but Ruben isn't a magic man. You're right. He's not going to fix everything at once. And, we said this on the last show. I said it on Tuesday. I don't want him to fix everything at once. What I want to see is progression and style of play coming from him. Eventually, because everyone that I've watched the interviews and everything else, everyone says when he first came into Sporting, he came in to see a style of play, and then once the next season came about, that's when they started to see the real Sporting. That's what I want from him this. Like, we're still sitting in 13th. We're not going to win the league this year. It's just, getting top 4 is a hard thing. Arsenal are going through their crappy thing right now. They're sitting in 5th. For God's sake, Nottingham Forest are in the top 4. We're not going to see Man United win the league this year. All I want to see is a progression and style of play. And I think next year, if we can get that and we can see Man United moving, the progression, we can see the passing being better. Next year, I can see as top 4. Then moving forward, that's when you get the league title. Because we're still behind City. We're still behind Liverpool. Still behind Arsenal. And we're not just behind them. We are miles behind these teams. Mikey's saying, I'll see when it gets there. I don't know what he's about until he shows me. This is just going off of, for me, I've done a lot of research.
Let me answer that question, the statement about fixing everything at once.
Yeah.
Like I said, I work with quarterbacks, receivers, and tight ends. You don't have to fix everything at once, but you can fix one thing in each individual player at a time, and then you'll definitely see progression in that player, and you'll see progression in your unit.
Yes.
It doesn't all have to happen at once. You can tell one guy, I need you to work on his left foot. I need you to work on reading the center backs better. Those little things will bring a team together in 1 year. You'll see progression.
Yeah.
Now, I'm telling you, I have a feeling a lot of our coaches weren't doing that because, first of all, Erik ten Hag had too much on his plate. He was trying to manage this, manage that, and no. You can fix one thing in each player at one time, and you'll see everything you want to see, guys. Trust. Yeah. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'll tell you what they can do with Anthony. You ever seen the Rocky movie, like Rocky 2, where he ties Rocky's right arm behind, where, you know, he ties... We do that with Anthony and ties left foot leg and just make him use his right.
Are they still able? Like, remember when Fergie said, if you don't, whoever doesn't pass it to
Ruud van Nistelrooy,
Van Persie, I'm gonna take like.
Oh yeah, Van Persie. Yeah,
can
like.
You still do that shit?
No, of course they. The players too much power for that.
Because I'll be like, Anthony, every time you touch that damn.
Nah, man, like, I've done a lot more.
I'm taking a stack from you.
Yeah, no, I've done a little bit more than the watch the same videos on Ruben and reading the same articles. I'm still working on my video. Had a little bit of a bender on Saturday, so I didn't have time to complete it. It was a Halloween party, so I'm working on a video with him. It'll be out soon. So no, I've done a lot more research than just do video. Reading, you know, the Sun.
Who said that to you?
Yeah.
Who said that to you?
Mikey.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I've done quite a bit.
Mikey's always here to keep us honest, right?
Uh-huh. But that's kind of, I just want to move on to kind of some other ones. You know, we talked about it a minute ago with ZIRKZEE. He looks lost. You were telling me before start the show, you know, about losing. You think he needs to lose some weight. Tell me what you think's going on with ZIRKZEE.
Athletically, he doesn't look explosive enough. You know, guys are able to get to his feet quick, and he can't do what he wants to do. He's a very touchy guy. He likes to be skilled with the ball, but he's not getting room. He's not getting space. I think he could go for losing a good 15 to 20 pounds. I know it sounds drastic, but listen, the Premier League is a monster. Guys are quick. I've watched a few games of him play in Italy. It's not going to happen like that. It's not going to happen like that. ZIRKZEE can't even hold the ball long enough to do anything with it. Everybody knows what his game is. They know he's not going to be someone who runs past you, so guys are not threatened by him.
Yeah.
ZIRKZEE right now is in a tough position because, believe it or not, he's already been found out. We already know what he is. And it's not quick enough. It's not athletic enough. So he looks like a bad buy right now. He really does.
I'm not going to say right now that.
And how old is he? 23?
Yeah. He's on the older side of the other younger talent we have. But Rajat is saying ZIRKZEE is not used to the Prem pace, less time to react and make decisions with the ball. Yeah, you're absolutely right with that. Mikey's saying he's a rhythm player, needs time to grow in the game. And then Rajat is saying a young Whoop.
Wait a minute. How much time did he play in the last game?
He didn't get long, but he also didn't do anything. Time that he got.
What game he just played a lot in? He just played a lot in the game.
It was the game before against Leicester.
He wasn't brilliant in that.
Yeah, he wasn't good in that, and that was against Leicester. Like, I understand that, you know.
I understand what Mikey's saying. Yeah, he's a rhythm guy. He likes to get a flow for it. But we ain't got no time for that.
Yeah.
You got to be impactful right now. You have to be impactful. Yeah. And when guys are engulfing you because they're more athletic than you, that's a problem. You need to get yourself physically right.
Yeah, if you're not scoring past Leicester as our striker, there's a problem. And I'm going to say that because, Mikey, I remember you saying to me the other day about a certain captain of ours, that it was Leicester and we shouldn't be, celebrating him scoring 2 goals against them. You're right, but ZIRKZEE, I think he had one shot the entire game he was on. One shot against Leicester. You got a 6'4" guy, Mikey just said, can't head the ball, can't get rhythm in the game. You're a big, strong dude. If you need to get rhythm in the game, hold up the ball. Put your back into the player, take the ball, and get rhythm in the game. I get that you're new to the Premier League. It's only November. Rasmus Højlund took this long to score his first goal in the Premier League. He had an assist. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he had an assist in the other game too, but it's over his head.
Go to the front of the building, bro.
But he had an assist. You know, the captain scored 2 goals. At the end of the day,
he almost looks clumsy playing in the Premier League.
He does.
He just looks like he's tripping over himself, and that's pressure. Because when you know I get the ball, guys are coming on me. You can mentally be like you can screw yourself up.
Yeah.
He needs to trim down and be more fleet-footed. He's got to be quicker. I don't care how long we let him play in the game. He's not running past anybody at all. And the more he plays out there, more guys will be like, he ain't running past me. I already know what he gonna do.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's the thing, and the thing is, like, I'm seeing Rasmus, I'm seeing him progress. Like, you can see, like I just said that, like, if the ball comes to you, hold the player back, turn with the ball. Rasmus, I can see that with. Rasmus is, Mikey said earlier, Mikey says he's not clinical. First off, he's not getting the ball. Again, he's only had, I believe now after the game at the weekend, 5 passes into the box for him. 5 this season. This season, 5.
That's ridiculous.
That's insane. It's actually the lowest number in the box to the striker of any team in the top 2 leagues. That's Premier League and the Championship. He has the least amount of passes into the box to the striker. That's insane. Second of all, he's also been injured. He's just coming back into the game. He's still young. I would, you know, give him a little time before we can say he's not clinical. He's not clinical yet, but I think with Amorim coming in, and Amorim very, very much liking a ball going into the box, very much so, I think that could be a very good thing for him. So, yeah.
It's crazy that all of our midfielders have got more shots than our striker.
Yeah. And the thing is,
I think Eriksen has more shots than him.
Eriksen has more.
So, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So how can someone be clinical? How can you be? We can't even judge him. We don't even know how to judge him. He doesn't get opportunity. I remember one game we had 24 shots in the game. He had 2.
Yeah. No one gives him the ball. Like, Rajat is saying, I hope that he gets Garnacho, can do with a new CB. Let me ask you this, Rajat. Who would you take out of the CB position? Obviously, he likes to play a back 3 and it's 3 centre back. I ain't taking 𝗈𝗏 out right now because 𝗈𝗏 is our best centre back. I think 𝗈𝗏's been fantastic the last couple of games. Martinez, something's off with him, so yes, maybe. And then you got Lenny Yoro, who, you know, like we said earlier, is back in individual training. There's a high possibility that he makes his debut just after the international break.
But there we go again. Another youngster coming off an injury. We're going to push into it.
I don't think he's going to push. Because remember, Amorim will be in then. I don't think Amorim's going to push him.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Now, the only thing wrong with the butcher is he's doing too much butchering.
Yeah, he was lucky not to be sent off for the week.
He was very lucky.
I think the fact that he slipped.
Neville lost his mind.
I think the fact that he slipped, you can see his left foot going, really saved him. I think we're going to need a new CB. You're right, because you know Johnny Evans is going. I can honestly see Harry Maguire going at the end of the season now. That Amorim's coming in. I think he's too slow for Amorim's system, so I can see him going. But I don't know. You know, we're gonna have to bring some centre back in. But who would you, Rajat, right now? Who would you take out as the center back.
You mean out of our
like if we're gonna have a back three, right now, the back three would probably be that you know we're talking when Amarin's in, so a game or two. I would assume that he's gonna carry on with the formation that we're having right now, until he gets a lot of his players back, especially Lenioro, because I don't think he's gonna want to play a back three with Johnny Evans and Harry Maguire, De Ligt and Martinez. So, yeah, I think he's going to stay with the same system just till at least Lenioro's back in. So, yeah, I don't really see that being much now. Reginald saying Leacher grazed him, not force ball on nerf for a red, defo yellow, because he meant to impede Palmer. Yeah, I think he also, with that left foot going, really saved him.
That foot was high as hell.
It was.
Any athlete, any of y'all who played sports know if you know your foot is this goddamn high, that don't feel right. That shouldn't feel right at all.
No.
Any sports you play, if your foot is this shoulders high, you're tripping.
Yeah.
You got to know you're tripping, especially in football. That European football, that is worse.
I said Reginald, Mikey. Sorry, I said Reginald. Okay. Is it Reginald or Ronaldo? How do I pronounce? Ronaldo. Okay, I'm gonna say it like the player, Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I am terrible with name. I am really sorry, Ronaldo. I'm just horrible with name. Like it's like Bandito. I get his name wrong every game too. Every Tuesday. Ronaldo. There we go.
You got it.
So, but yes.
But it wasn't really shoulder high. But when you get to waist high on your legs, you got to be careful.
Yeah. We're gonna move on because I want another talking point.
Let's go.
CASEMIROS resurgent. CASEMIRO.
It's almost like he's sticking it to Erik ten Hag in a way.
Yeah.
Listen, we've all known Casemiro is a very talented midfielder. I always thought that we were asking him to cover too much ground. You know, he's a guy who needs people around him. And he's been playing, to me, he's been playing good. He's playing excellent.
You want to know why I think he's been playing better? The last two games, have you seen that big ass hole?
He's been with him.
Have you seen that big ass hole in midfield for the last two games? Because I haven't.
No.
It hasn't been there. Now, I'm not going to say the entire game. There has been points in that game where there has been a little bit of a hole in midfield. Ugarte is playing, and there is not much of a gap in there.
That's funny how I hate to say we, but I think you and I love Ugarte from the start, but it's funny how that didn't seem like a favorable combo. I mean, it was kind of just sticking in our face, like, play Ugarte, Casemiro, because it's going to free up Casemiro. You're going to see the best of Casemiro.
Last two games, we've seen it.
Yeah, we've seen it.
Yeah. And I think Ugarte, and I don't know where this... Yeah. Ugarte looking more fit. He's been playing good. Yes. You know, this whole bullshit about he's not ready, he's not fit. No, just come out and say this wasn't a player that I wanted. I don't think he fits my system. That would have been a lot better than coming out and saying he's not fit, because it's coming back to bite Ten Hag in the ass. You know?
It is.
Yeah, like the Chelsea goal, there was nothing we really could have done about it. It was a great goal. Like, there was nothing no one really could have done much about that goal. Mikey, come on, get out of here, man.
What'd he say?
Seeing Ugarte looked average. Come on, get out of here, my man.
Average compared
to who? What game were you watching, and did you have your beer goggles on at the time?
Average compared to who else on our team?
What's that?
Average compared to who on our team?
Yeah, average compared to who? Like, Ugarte's been fantastic since he came in. He hasn't been like the star man of the match every game, but this guy's had less games.
We're harder to score on. We're not an easy team to score on. If we had Ugarte and Cash in some other games, we'd probably have a much better record right now.
Yeah. Like, for Mikey and Rajat, who were saying midfield was average. Mikey said that. Rajat said midfield were okay. here's my point. Here's my point of thing, right? How many goals did we concede before Ten Hag left? And how many goals have we conceded since? We've conceded 3 goals. One of those goals came from a cross in the box that came off at the player that nothing could have been done about. Nothing at all could have been done about. It came off the top of Casemiro's head, hit Ďalo in the face, bounced right in front of their player. There's nothing that could have been done about it. So the goal, the Chelsea goal, great shot from like pretty much outside the box. Nothing could have been done about it. Is our midfield, and just ask yourselves this, is our midfield more compact and harder to score against now or when Ten Hag was in, when Ugarte wasn't playing?
If they answer it any other way, they'd be controversial.
Yeah. Mikey's saying the whole team was average. You're not wrong. The whole team was like average. But what I'm kind of getting at though is, like I just said, our midfield is more compact. There is not glaring holes in the middle of our midfield anymore compared to the was with Ten Hag.
Mikey's a trip. How could you be wrong how could we say, yeah, you're wrong? Okay. Oh yeah, the whole team is average. What are we gonna say? You're wrong.
No, yeah. And then Roger is like, it's not the same, man. United didn't get Rodri.
13th at the table. This team is average as hell.
Yeah. You're right. We didn't get Rodri because Rodri's the best central defender mid in the world. He just won the Ballon d'Or. We're never gonna get, we're never gonna get from Ugarte what Man City are getting from Rodri. Ugarte's never gonna win the Ballon d'Or. But for what we have in our midfield this season, to not play him, in my eyes, was criminal, and it was a factor. Not the factor, was a factor in him getting fired.
Well, the reasoning for not playing is criminal by saying that it's a fitness thing.
Yeah.
When he would play 90 minutes, he played 90 minutes one match, 80 minutes one match. This does not make sense.
Ronaldo.
It was a fitness thing.
Yeah, Ronaldo's saying Garnacho needs to learn to pass, period. If he's hogging, it's bench. Yes, that's what we were saying at the beginning of the show. He needs man management. He needs man management, and he needs the bench.
He needs to learn to appreciate his teammates' game.
Yeah. I love that from Ronaldo. Kobe will do the Ballon d'Orness while Ugarte destroys all. Yes. That is what... Yes. That's what he was brought in for. Destroy all. Like, if you watch him at Sporting, dude, he was one of their standout players. Like, he would just stop that ball from getting near the box. And you've also got to remember, he's playing under... He's been here since the summer. This is his second manager already. So, let's see how good he's going to be.
I watched him a lot. I thought he gets in there. He does a good job.
But imagine what he's going to be like when he's playing under a coach that he's played for before in a system that he's designed for.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. We're going to probably be impressed how good this coach gets everybody to understand the system.
Yeah.
Because he's going to coach them individually. He's not going to be like, this position does that. He's going to be like, listen, your skills are going to fit this right here. You need to do this right here. It's going to be, I'm not going to say perfect, but we're going to be surprised how these guys take to a system.
Roget said it perfectly. He said he was able to bench Paulinho at Sporting.
Yeah, and Paulinho still hate him.
Yeah.
Players still respect him.
Yep. And that's what I'm hoping I hope Man United do the same as Sporting and say, whatever you want, whatever you need, have it. And if he fails that way, fine, get rid of him. But can't expect. You look back at the managers that we've had. All the managers we've had since Fergie left. Are you serious? Can anybody really say that they're bad managers?
No, they were all top managers at some point.
Yeah, other than Ollie.
But they all said that they didn't get support from the management, from
Yep.
the upper ups.
I think now that they're gonna get that. I think now that if Man United get that, I think, you know, I'm like you. I'm also inside of me tempering my expectations of him. That's why
Yeah.
I'm saying progression, style of play. That's all I want to see this year from. But yeah, it's just that it's, you know, and then the big thing that we were talking about too, we still can't finish. We still can't put the ball in the back of the net. How at one point Man United had 3-on-2 and that ball didn't go in the back of the net is beyond me.
It's atrocious.
Yeah.
It's absolutely, we are the worst I've ever seen. And the thing is, when we had the 1-0 lead, everybody around us was like, we still ain't gonna win.
Yeah.
Because we were like, where the goals gonna come from?
Yeah, that's what I was like, where the goals.
So
Rasmus did a good job to get the penalty. He did. You know, he stuck that foot, you know, in a place where he knew he was going to get the penalty. The ball was going out of play. But other than that, you know, there was that one point at the end where Garnacho nearly made us eat our words. But overall, he was horrendous. I don't think Rasmus Højlund was exceptional. Can anybody here, please explain this? Rude, I love you. How do you take Marcus Rashford off and leave Garnacho on that field?
Yeah,
Someone explain that to me. Please, someone explain that to me.
I didn't get that either.
Yeah.
Because everybody was around us was like, Garnacho's having a stinker. Get him out. Like, people were yelling, get him out.
He was horrible. Like, he was horrendous. And again, he was. Yeah, I think Højlund, like, Ronaldo, you touched on a good point there, and you know we've said that Rasmus Højlund is looking very different this year in his style of play.
He's added something to his game.
He has. He's adding that, holding that ball up in the game.
He did a little flick too. Crazy.
Yeah. I think he's adding something great into his repertoire this year. I think of all the players, he's the only one that I'm seeing something new from. Like Kobe Mainoo, when we were in last year, we were talking about how generational talent he was, how amazing he was. He went to the Euros, he was great at the Euros, and then he came back and something was off. We weren't talking about him, you know, like those. Remember, like, it was against Liverpool last year where he did the right foot, the left foot, the right foot, and went straight past. You know, we weren't.
He looked leggy when he came back. He looked like he's under pressure more when he came back. He didn't look calm. He didn't look composed. He looked rushed when he came back.
You said it earlier, and I said it. They're being overplayed. They're being This is what we were saying at the beginning of the show. The young players are being overplayed, and they're not being given time to progress. And
physically, they're not ready.
Yeah, they're just not. But yeah, Ronaldo, that's a great point. Casemiro from Cheese. Casemiro is back. He is. And that's because of Ugarte. That's because of Ugarte. Yeah. He's being given the freedom like he was at Madrid. But he wasn't the CDM. He wasn't the guy that, like, took everybody out at Real Madrid. No. He had people behind him. Like, he had that freedom. He was a box-to-box midfielder. He wasn't a CDM. Traditional how Ugarte is, who's there to just stop the ball from getting near our box. He had that ability to go forward, and you know, I think that's why we're seeing him in the last two games, because Man United are being given more freedom of style of play. It's like, hey, go out there, show me what you're about. Ugarte, sit back. I think it's been great.
Yeah, I like when I see Casemiro play well. I'm a fan of his, and you know, there was a point where we were like, golly, we got to get, this guy's dead, he's done. But then you look at him and Eriksen, and when you use them right, they're still showing class, moments of brilliance, moments of class, moments of understanding the game that's you can't teach or you can't coach. These guys have been through it. They've been through it. They know football.
The problem is that I'm going to see is we're probably going to lose both of them and Maguire.
Yeah. Well,
Right, for me, I would keep Casemiro for one more year. If he's going to play like that, I would, right now, I would wait till the end of the season. If he continues on this path of being a decent player, I'd keep him for one more year just because we're losing Eriksen.
Yeah. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah.
But it's going to be on our recruiting and scouting department to bring in someone of the right ilk, of the right age. I don't want someone, don't bring in another 20-year-old midfielder. We need someone who's played a little bit, someone who can handle the battle, someone who can handle the pressure, someone who can help Kobe. Someone could be like, Kobe, come here. Because we need guys who, we need some 27-year-olds in this mix.
Do you know who we need? Who I really, really wish wouldn't keep getting so injured? Mason Mount. Listen, Mason Mount, I'm telling you, I don't know why everyone hates Mason Mount. I don't. Mason Mount was fantastic in Amorim's style of play at Chelsea. That's where he thrived. Guy can stay healthy, man. I think he'll be. I think he could be great in midfield.
That's another one of these hopes and wishes.
It is. And for me, I'm gonna ask everyone in the chat right now. There's 5 people in the chat. First off, do me a favor. Hit the thumbs up. I don't see any thumbs up right now. Please hit that. Second of all, tell me.
The algorithm. It is free.
Yeah. Tell me who or what position is the most important Man United to sign in January. Quick question for everybody in the chat. Got six viewers right now. In case you're going to talk about it, and then I'll go back to your chat. I think it's left back.
Left back.
Left wing back, should I say? Left wing back.
Yeah, definitely.
Do you think Anthony can play that? Can he be converted?
I think he could because, okay, this is crazy, but I was saying it from last season. Maybe Anthony should play left back because he gets back defensively, and if you keep him on that damn left foot, he'll put a cross in.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it, and it might just reestablish his career. It might think him like, hey, we love you.
Yeah.
But he's not a right winger.
No, he's not. He's not a right. He's not.
So if he committed to it and said he wanted, you can do it. He's already doing it. He's already acting like that. He puts in an effort defensively, and we've always liked that about Anthony.
Yeah.
We've always liked that.
He gets back. He does.
Him to play. But he starts doing this shit when people ask him to do it.
Oh yeah.
Like it's blowing his mind. No, motherfucker, you already did it. Excuse my mouth.
Cheese is saying Anthony is our left back, and then Rajat is like, no. Rajat is saying
no.
Left back, maybe get a midfielder as well. He's our left wing back. For me, the 2 positions, and the only money that I would spend in January is I would get a new left wing back because I think Luke Shaw's done. I don't think Amorim's going to keep him around. The problem is he's still under contract till 2027 because he signed a new contract. The other one is I would send ZIRKZEE out on loan if he wants to go because it looks, I don't know how true those rumors are. And then get an established striker.
Send who on loan?
ZIRKZEE.
Yeah, just
till the end of the season.
I don't know. To me, he's looking pretty useless.
Yeah. So that's like getting a striker in and maybe sending him out on loan till the end of the season. It might give it, I'm not going to talk about confidence in him in like 4 months. But I think he needs to develop. And the scariest thing is, like you said earlier, he's not 19, he's 20.
Yeah.
You're 2-3 years away from being in your prime, and you are absolute. I'm not ready to write him off yet, but right now you're absolutely.
He needs to invest in his body. like most pro athletes do when they get to a point where it's like, I need to get to the next level, and that's when you trim down, get stronger, get fitter, and that's all he needs. He needs good training, needs a weight room, needs some speed training, and I think he'll be fine. But he's just not ready right now.
No, he's not. Now, another big question for you guys, and there's a big game going on tomorrow. I don't know if many people know this, but our new manager is playing Manchester City tomorrow.
Yeah,
I loved what he said in his interview. He said, if I lose to Man City, everyone's gonna judge me on that. But if I beat Man City tomorrow, everybody's gonna expect me to be the new Fergie. I think there's a lot of pressure on his ass tomorrow. Either way, you know what I mean? City don't look good right now. They lost 2 on a bounce.
Yeah, City's not looking dominant right now, but you know Pep is going to go. This is going to be a special game for Pep. Pep knows who he's playing. Pep knows what's going on.
Yeah.
And Pep is going to want to make a point. But
it's a big game for him. Like it's an introduction into why he's going to be playing twice.
I'm worried if he wins.
Yeah, I'm more inclined for him to lose tomorrow, to put less pressure on his ass.
Because he wins, our fan base is going to go, oh yeah.
Yep. You know what our fan base is like.
Oh yeah, he's set. If he can do with that team, he can do with this team. We're gonna be top of the league soon. Calm the fuck down.
Yeah. I want to hear Mikey's opinion on this one.
You're gonna watch it. We're all gonna watch it.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna be under the microscope tomorrow. It's gonna be crazy. And I just want to see him. I just want to see his team fight.
Yeah.
I want to see his team show do their style of play. And if he wins, I mean, of course, I'm going to be happy for him. If he loses, as long as it's not like something crazy, you know. But he's going against a better team. He's going against an established team, an established coach.
Well, he's established there right now. He's been there 4 years.
Right, but you know, Pep's got his guys. Pep's got his team.
Yeah, and let's not forget, like Bournemouth, they just beat Arsenal last weekend, and then they go beat City.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we know Pep's going to try and flex. Pep is going to try and flex hard.
Someone explain force to me.
Yeah. What I would like to, because every Man United, this is going to be Sporting's highest watch game. Every goddamn Man United fan is going to watch that game tomorrow and just try and see the system of the play that we're going to be playing this year.
I guarantee he's going to get more talk sport. He's never gonna understand why talk sport's talking about so much tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
Every talk sports show is gonna lead in well.
Everything's gonna be about him. Yeah. I just want to watch. For me, I'm just gonna watch. I'm gonna see the style of play. I want to see how his team handles if they go 1-0 down. I want to see how he makes substitutions. Does he read the game? That's all I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to be analyzing him.
He's going to get more questions than Pep does tomorrow, which is going to be crazy.
He's already done his interview, his pre-game interview. I don't know if you've seen it yet. It's online, and he was bombarded with Man United questions. Bombarded.
Well,
he handled it well, though. He handled it well. He was like, "Hey, you know, I'm the sporting manager till the 11th. After the 11th, I'm a Man United manager, but right now, I don't want to take much questions about Man United. I just want to focus on sporting." But he was bombarded with questions.
Yeah, he can say that to them, then they can be like, "All right, great, whatever." So,
yeah. But what do you guys think? What do you think the score's going to be tomorrow? Sporting versus City. Do you see him doing well against City? How do you think his team's going to play?
I honestly think it'll be like a 2-1. I think just because his team plays hard, they're so eroded in their system. City's gonna have a tough game.
As long as they don't get blown out. Because if they win, you're right. Oh, he's the next Fergie. We're gonna win the league this year. If he gets blown out, it's gonna be the opposite. Oh, who did we hire? What? Oh my God! Like, yeah, horrendous if they get blown out.
Yeah, they're gonna like, he's a B Tech. He's a B Tech Jose. Let's just go get Mourinho. We're gonna start hearing that. Go get Mourinho back.
Yeah. Yeah. What is your opinion about the statement, Dave, or don't have one? Need City to draw? What statement about Dave? Statement. Not sure which statement. I don't think I've seen it yet. Put a link to it in the chat. That would be great. But yeah, a draw would be great. Draw would be great.
If his team plays hard and not get crazy blown out, we'll be fine. I mean,
let's not forget, Sporting have the most prolific in Europe.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of people wanting him.
Oh, Statman Dave. I don't have an opinion.
What does Statman Dave say now?
I'm not sure what that Statman Dave said, but I don't have an opinion on it. I haven't.
He says a lot.
Yeah, it's probably a lot. But I haven't read it, so I can't give.
Let me see if I can find it.
Anything else that you want to add for tomorrow, or I know we've got a game Thursday, so let's do predictions for Thursday because we'll do one now. We'll do one tomorrow on the show. I'm gonna go 4-0 Man United on Thursday.
I was gonna go 3.
Go 3, and everyone in the chat, please put your predictions in the chat for me.
The way we have a little bit more team spirit about us, and there's a little bit more effort now we have, and the ball moves a little bit quick. We should dominate this team. We should get our first win in Europe in a year. Should. That's the big thing. But that's going to be the thing. I feel that's why I'm going 4-0. I think we'll get our first win in Europe, and I think everyone will be like, oh, Ronaldo's going 2-0 United. But then we say this 3-0, 4-0. Where the goals gonna come from?
Same place they did in
Leicester.
Leicester.
It's gonna be midfielders scoring again.
Same place they did in Leicester, I guess.
Yeah.
Statman Dave saying, since the start of 2020-2021, Bruno has created more chances, 431, than any other player across European top 5. Impressive stat.
It's a really impressive stat.
Yeah.
It's almost like an empty stat.
Yeah.
Like how LeBron is the leading scorer and the most assists, and you're like, well, we can't win a playoff game.
Yeah.
I can't believe I just said that. I just dissed my own team.
Man United have missed more big chances, 25, than any other side in the Premier League so far this season. Surely the goals will come soon. I think the goals are going to come from the new system. I think having those time really benefit, and not leaving Rasmus by himself.
Yeah, I think the fact that he demands service to his striker is going to change a lot, and we'll see a better Rasmus. We're definitely going to see a better Rasmus.
Yeah, I think he's the guy that's really going to what's the word? Kind of benefit. Yeah. Cheese is going with let's go Lakers.
They're playing tonight?
I have no idea. But Bronny's playing.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This Dodgers thing out here went absolutely insane.
I saw some crazy things going on.
It was so crazy.
Was it a Dodgers fan or was it a Yankees fan that blew his hand off?
Dodgers fan.
Yeah, Dodgers.
Blew his hand off. I was around the corner from that. And everybody was just like, this dude just blew his hand off around the corner, and we just saw the blood everywhere. But the assortment of boobs.
Hopefully we can see.
Flashing everybody, but it was good. It was good to see the city.
That was my invite, Mikey. Casey.
It was good to see everybody happy. And then next week we'll all go back to fighting each other again.
Hey, when Man United win the league in 2027, we'll come down and celebrate in LA.
Shoot, I want to go. LA won't be the vibe, boy. We need to. Well, we'll make it the vibe.
Yeah.
But you know, it's crazy when you watch a team win a championship. It doesn't just start the play. You see teams go through these battles throughout the whole season, where they win personal battles. It's the unity, where guys take responsibility, where guys pick each other up, and watch Manchester United. You don't see that. You don't see. There's many times I looked at our team and I feel like they don't even like each other.
Yeah. Yeah, you like that. Like we said earlier, the Casemiro thing was the first time we've seen kind of a player get mad at a player like that.
It's the first time we see that.
Yeah. And it's great to see. But we are.
Yeah, maybe it happens in the locker room or something, but when
let's
the
go.
problem happens right there in the field, sometimes it needs to be addressed.
Yeah. Mikey's going, let's go Atlanta United.
Are they good?
Are they any good? Are you talking about... Oh, he's done a laughing emoji, so I'm assuming he's being sarcastic about it.
Because all I hear about is Miami being good.
Miami. You mean Messi being, puppeted around the MLS because, they won't give him a yellow card? Dude, I've seen so many bad things with the Messi thing, like his ability to just kick out of players and not even get. They beat
Really?
Messi. Yeah, Atlanta United, shall I say? They beat Messi and Suarez. Yeah, you beat two 38-year-olds. Great. But yeah, give your show out for tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow we'll be doing those casual reds. We'll do a little talk about similar to today. I'm pretty sure we'll talk a little bit about the city match.
Oh, yeah.
Why not? It'll be
that's the thing.
The first time we get to watch our new coach go against City, a team that's better than him, a team that has more money than him, a team that's won more than him. So people can critique and over-critique and under-critique, whatever, but we'll talk about that. We'll get into, is it PAC? PL-PAC in Leicester City. And we'll talk more about the Garnacho situation. Our finishing it's a crisis. I think we're in a crisis right now.
Yeah.
We have 9 goals.
Yeah.
And 5 of those goals came in 2 games. So it's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm worried about Rashford and his future. I hope the coach takes him on as a project, because I don't want to see Rashford moved on, but he's getting to an age where we got my buddy.
Yeah, you're getting to that age where it's time to cash in.
You might be stuck in your ways, bro.
You're right, it's cash in or go broke. Mikey saying, what did the River Rats do? Well, Mikey, that's like asking Bolton Town what they did for the weekend. Like, we're in a league below that they can't get promoted in. They won the league last year, by the way, Mikey. The River Rats league. But because they can't get promoted, they lost all their good players. So that's where the River Rats are at. Gonna be 30 people on the show because that was awful. How many people we got on the show tomorrow?
Not as many.
Not as many. Oh, yawn. But that was another episode of the United Fan Zone. I'll be on tomorrow with Casey and the rest of the boys, and I will see you guys Thursday. Hopefully Mikey can make it Thursday. If not, I'm sure we'll have another special guest. I'm sure Casey might jump back on with us. But that's another episode of United Fan Zone, and we will see you on Thursday. Peace.
Peace, y'all. Have a good evening.